Every shop should have at least one chunk of wax that's not in your ear. Personally, I prefer beeswax because paraffin can be a little bit squeaky in some applications, like lubricating old wooden drawers. But I don't just use beeswax in my drawers. Here are a bunch of other uses in the workshop. Wax can make nails easier to drive without bending them over, and it'll make screws easier to drive without stripping them. You can put it on the threads of a stubborn nut or bolt. You can even melt it on a rusted nut to help break it free. You can rub a little bit on the bottom of a hand plane or on a table saw sled runner for smoother operation. You can rub it on the side of a saw to reduce the binding in the cut, or on the teeth of the saw to keep them sharp longer. You can put it over a little heat and combine equal parts beeswax, turpentine, and linseed oil for a wood finish. Leave the linseed oil out of that recipe, and you've got paste wax to protect metal tools. Add a little mineral oil to your wax, put it in the microwave, apply it to your wood cutting boards every once in a while. You can rub beeswax all over cloth, canvas, or leather, and then heat it with a hairdryer, and you get instant waterproofing. Beeswax is also a natural air purifier, though I'm not sure how that would work. You could take a piece of string and run it over a block of wax, and then wrap it around and tie it off on the end of a rope to keep it from fraying. You could wax your threads before sewing leather or flossing your teeth. You can rub some softened beeswax on copper or bronze hardware to prevent oxidation. You can rub beeswax on a cut or a scrape to reduce pain and inflammation, though this works best if you chase it with a couple Tylenol. Beeswax is used all the time in blacksmithing and basketry, but I don't know how. You could use beeswax to clean the adhesive buildup off the iron you use to apply edge banding. Guess what mustache might conditions with beeswax? But if you mix it with palm wax, you have natural hair remover. Wax your wires before pulling them through a wall. Melt it over dryer lint in the cups of an old egg carton to make fire starters for your wood stove. Also works great with belly button lint. And finally, beeswax makes it easier to pluck feathers from your shop chicken. I keep a chunk of beeswax in my apron pocket and I use it all the time, but a little goes a long way. This chunk will last for years. If you need one, I'll put a link below this video to where I get mine. MyWoodcutters.com is the sort of small business I like to support. Stefan is a great guy, and he can find you knives and cutters for almost any joiner, planer, shaper, or molding machine. And his are the best prices if you're planning to upgrade to a helical carbide cutter head. Please use the link below this video to check with him before you buy somewhere else. Some small businesses are just worth supporting. Wait, don't go yet. If you're new here, please subscribe and remember to ring the bell. I would really appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up, or better yet, leave us a comment. I always read them. And be sure to check out the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. It's always packed with tips, tricks, and tutorials designed to make you a better woodworker.